folks want to pop off and have opinions about what they think they would do, present a specific plan.
To pop off refers to somebody getting upset or angry and then saying mean-spirited things, usually unthoughtfully. The idea comes from a soda, bottle of soda or a bottle of beer, where, at least back in the olden days, not so much anymore, where if you shook it up a little bit, the top would just pop off of the bottle, and then all sorts of liquid would come flowing out. So the idea there was that it was a waste. It was a wasted effort, and it was just based on reasons that don't make any sense. So this is typically used in politics, where one politician might get criticized by somebody, and then they will say, well, there was some criticism of people popping off about this or popping off about that. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to tell you that these other people are not very important, and that their opinions are not very important either, and that they're just operating from anger and ignorance. And that's why they pop off. So to pop off means to lose your cool, to get angry, to make unnecessary remarks based on your anger, and to offer unqualified opinions, and to speak in a reckless manner. When Obama came out with Obamacare, a lot of the Republicans popped off about how much it was going to cost and how they weren't consulted and all sorts of silly, ridiculous things. And so Obama certainly let them know that they were popping off and that he was going to go through with it, and he didn't care what they thought. Unfortunately, I have to get a new job because we had a meeting on Monday morning, and the boss was talking about something pretty ridiculous, if you really want to know. And I popped off, and I ended up getting fired because of it. So it's really unfortunate. I should have just shut up, and I'd still have my job. But unfortunately not, because I popped off.
That may work as a TV soundbite, but it doesn't pass muster on the world stage.
To pass muster refers to being qualified for something, usually in a military sense, where the recruiters were looking for certain minimum qualifications in order to accept people as soldiers, and if they met those minimum qualifications, then they passed muster. So this concept is used in other ways that aren't just military. It could be that somebody's looking for a job and they only want to interview at companies that pass muster, which means that they meet this person's minimal requirements. So the original idea would be that, let's say your village is getting attacked and by some enemy army, and you needed to recruit an army real quickly. You would get all the available people together, and you would inspect them, and you would, if somebody passed muster, you would give them a weapon and tell them to save the city. So hundreds of years ago, back in the 16th century, muster referred to an assembly of troops to get together for inspection. So you'll see these old movies where one of the officers will order the sergeant to muster the soldiers together, and then they'll get everybody in a line and then inspect the soldiers. So today, any sort of inspection or investigation to see if something is satisfactory or qualified is called to pass muster. I tried to get a job as management consultant a few years ago. But unfortunately, I didn't really have the right degree and my grades weren't very good. So I didn't pass muster and I didn't even get the interview. I've been trying to go out to restaurants more lately. Want to kind of liven up my life. So I've been to probably about 15 different restaurants in the neighborhood over the past month. And out of the 15, only 5 passed muster, which happened to be pretty good. And the other 10, it's not that they're horrible, but they just don't quite meet my requirements. So I'm not going to go back to any of them because they didn't pass muster. ESL-fullsteamahead.com